So we've got a wonderful guest in Claire Turnbull who's in here so often, and we were just chatting and then it occurred to us we had to make tally, and Claire said, don't worry, I'll do the intro. So camera 3. Sheeger, have you got Claire on camera 3? Right, go Claire.
Christmas is getting scarily closer, and it's easy to get overwhelmed with the demands of the festive season. Christmas shopping, unexpected guests, celebrations, the list goes on. So how can we make better choices during the period and end of year overwhelm? I am here.
You can do your interview too. Our nutritionist Claire Turnbull is here, doing all the work. Can you ask yourself a question?
Yeah. How do you manage end of year overwhelm?
Okay. I like end of year overwhelm. Is that bad? Because I've got a friend who believes that what you eat on holiday doesn't put weight on.
Wouldn't that be fabulous if that was actually the case? That would be so good. And it's not just the weight, it's the fact that this time of year is incredibly stressful. There's so much to think about, so much going on. And I guess one of the key things to remember is that sleep is like gold at this time of year, right? And often I think because it's getting...
All saying this to
yeah, I know, but it's getting lighter later. We stay up a little bit later. Yeah. I guess the key thing is to try and go to bed at a consistent time, because it's easier when you go to bed at a consistent time. It's not practical for everybody, but just knowing that obviously good sleep makes you more productive, makes you more able to cope with all sorts of stress and strains, regulates your appetite, regulates your weight, all these different kind of things, is if you can try and keep that consistent bedtime.
Okay, so consistent bedtime.
Yes.
Okay, great, that's really important.
Yeah, the other thing is making sure that you are taking what I call micro breaks. So, you know, we can't all just take a day off, half a day off, 2 hours here, 2 hours there. But what we can do is allow our brains time to basically catch up. So what happens is when you're standing in a queue in the supermarket or doing your Christmas shopping, people get their phones out and start scrolling and just checking something else, or you're driving and you're listening to things. Try and make, 30 seconds, a minute, little breaks throughout the day. Go to the kettle, do not take your phone with you. Try to avoid putting more information in your brain. We're just overloaded with data that we just can't cope with.
Yeah, OK, this is really good advice. And because you're Claire Turnbull from Mission Nutrition, I want to talk about food, because one of the joys of summer holidays is just... Eating.
Yeah.
And actually there's really good summer food. I mean, there's really good healthy summer food.
We are super lucky.
Strawberries are suddenly quite cheap, which is lovely, as they should be in season.
A lot of the fruit, but
blueberries get quite cheap.
They do, but a lot of things that, take time. So it's always the argument of healthy versus time. So these are just a couple of things. I've got 2 little children. I'm working right up to the last minute, that I've made in next to no time. So rather than a bag of chippies, I've got some edamame beans there. You take them out of the freezer, put them in the microwave for 2 minutes, and they're done. These are just wraps that I've chopped up and oven baked in the oven with no oil or anything. You can make those into chips. That's my cheat. I do that all the time. Tomato, cheese, you can use any cheese you like, and a basil leaf. Looks festive, takes 5 minutes. And I often just do a big bulk of them, and then I can take them if I need to anywhere.
That's a super yummy mouthful too, isn't it? Those 3 things together.
Yes, that's really, really dark chocolate with some nuts. I mean, they're super. They look impressive. You could give, and they taste really good as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to give one of these. So as not to be rude, Claire.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to be rude at all. But it is a crazy time of year, but we just got to do what we can to try and look after ourselves, and also learning to say no to some things. Some people are better at that than others, but we are not doing ourselves or other people any great service if we're kind of, always saying yes to everything and focus on what is working. We've got a natural negative bias in our brain.
Explain that to me.
So we're problem solvers by nature. We're designed to survive, living outside, and our brains will want to figure out, oh my goodness, there's a tiger over there causing a problem rather than those beautiful flowers. We've got this negative bias. So you have to tell yourself what's gone right at the end of the day rather than the 15 things that you haven't yet done. And it just shifts. Otherwise, you just get problems and hard, and then you don't sleep, and it just all goes around in a circle. So focus on what's working.
It's really good advice.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. It's so nice to have you in. Gosh, you were good doing your own intro.
Thank you. Anytime. Do it next time.
You were fantastic. Claire Turnbull, Mission Nutrition.
Yes.
Anything else you want to tell us that you do?
I've got a new planner out for Christmas.
Great.
Yes. Okay. So if you're trying to get your life organised and getting in a good space, go to my Facebook or Instagram and you'll find my planner.
Claire Turnbull's Facebook or Instagram.
Yes.
Thanks, Claire. We so appreciate it.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. I just got told off by Sheeger in my ear then. You didn't get told off.